Hello, this is Mr. Rasmussen with lesson 83 for Algebra 1 on coin problems. I'm going to go through example point 2 and point 3, and then I'll do the two practice problems and introduce you to how we solve these problems with coins. So our example point 2 says Ming has $4.45 all in quarters and dimes. So let's take that statement and write our first equation. Notice to solve these, we're going to give ourselves two equations, and then we're going to either solve them by substitution or elimination. So the first equation, we're actually going to make value to it. So we have quarters, and I'm going to write 25 in front of this as number of quarters because they're worth 25 cents. And then the dimes, yep, you got it. We'll put a 10 there for 10 cents. And then instead of writing 4.45, we're actually, these cents are in whole numbers. So we move the decimal place and put $4.45 into whole numbers as well, meaning 445 cents. And that's our value there. It's how much they're worth. Then we look at the second part of the problem and we write an equation that involves amounts. And it tells us she has 8 more quarters than dimes. Okay, so if she has more quarters, then we have to add to the dimes to get to the same amount. How much? We have to add 8. So there are our two equations, and we're set up to solve this. Now this one, since the number of quarters is all by itself, that's set up really nicely to use substitution and put this in for the place of number of quarters. So let me write that out. We have 25. Then substitute number of dimes plus 8 in for that, plus 10 number of dimes equals 445. All right, let's solve this equation for the number of dimes. We're going to move our parentheses, 25 ND, plus 8 times 25, which is 200, plus 10 number of dimes equals 445. Like terms are these two. Combine those to get 35 number of dimes. Let's subtract 200 from this side, and we'll do it to both sides. So as we do so, we get 245 left over. And then as we divide both sides by 35 to get our variable by itself, number of dimes comes out to 7. So if there's 7 number of dimes, then obviously quarters, we substitute that in here, 7 plus 8, number of quarters is equal to 15. And so that's how we solve that using two equations, one for value, one for amount. Let's look at the second word problem they give us here. Orlando has a hoard of 25 nickels and dimes, and the value of it is $1.35. Now this one here, let's start with the amount. Basically, we don't know anything except if you add all the coins together, then we get 22 coins. So the number of nickels plus the number of dimes, whatever it adds up to, equals 22. Our second equation is our value. Once again, we're going to put 135 cents at the end, and then put in the value for these. Nickels is 5, dimes is 10, and now I'm in two equations. Now this one, since none of the variables are by themselves, this one's actually set up pretty nicely for elimination. Let's work to eliminate the number of nickels. So if I multiply the whole top by -5, then this -5 and this 5 cancel, eliminates it. -5 here plus 10 gives me a positive 5 number of dimes, and then when I multiply this out, -5 times 22, I am, well, let's do that math. 22 and 5, oh, I haven't done this type of math for a long time. We get 11. So we get -110 right here. And so when we add that to 135, we get, looks like 25 left over. All right, divide by 5 on both sides to get number of dimes by itself. So it looks like our number of dimes is 5. So if we plug that right here, we have number of nickels plus 5 equals 22 minus 5 from both sides. And number of nickels is going to be 17. All right, pause the video and work on the 2 practice problems, and then you can come back and check your work and your answer with my work as I do it here. Okay, practice problem A. Ahmad and Regina have 36 coins that are nickels and dimes. All right, so as we see that there, let's start off with our equation that talks about amount. An amount, we have number of nickels plus number of dimes equals, and we have 36 total coins. Then the second part is where we write our value equation. Once again, number of nickels, write that, we're going to put a 5 there, plus the number of dimes, we're going to put a value of 10 there, and it tells us that we have $2.90, which $2.90, which write out as 290 cents. Now, once again, this one's set up nicely for substitution. So elimination. Let's eliminate our first terms there by multiplying everything by -5. When I do that, I got a 1 here, 1 times -5. So -5 plus 5 cancels. That gives me 0. -5 plus 10 gives me 5 to the number of dimes. And then now over here, 5 times 36. I actually grabbed my calculator this time. All right, we got 5. Oh, let's back up here. -5 times 36 equals, all right, -180 for that. And if I subtract 290, then, I need to add, I did that wrong. All right, other way, subtract 180, let's do it on there. I get 110 left over. Okay, divide by 5. Number of dimes is equal to 110 divided by 5 gives me 22. This one is looking very similar, isn't it? Okay. Now I need a number of nickels and use substitution. If my number of dimes is 22, then I can subtract that from 36, and it looks like I get 14 for the number of nickels. Okay, once you get your 2 equations set up, then after that is just our normal algebra as we're solving. Let's look at practice problem B. Emil has $6.45 in quarters and dimes. So since they gave that to us first, let's write our value equation first. We'll do number of quarters, 25 is what they're worth, and then number of dimes, they're worth 10, and the total amount of money is 645 cents. All right, what does it tell us about the amount of coins that we have? Well, it tells us we have 9 more quarters than dimes. So if we put number of dimes, okay, we have to, that's less than quarters, right? There's 9 more quarters, so we have to add 9 to the dimes to actually give us a balanced equation there. This one set up nicely for substitution, so we're going to substitute that in there. 25 number of dimes plus 9 plus 10 number of dimes is equal to our 645. Okay, let's multiply that out to remove parentheses. 25 number of dimes plus 9 times 25, which is 225, plus 10 number of dimes equals our total there. These are like terms, so we can add them. 35 number of dimes. Let's subtract the 225 from both sides so that we cancel it on this side. And we do that, it looks like we get 420 left over, and then divide both sides by 35. So number of dimes is equal to 12. Substitute that back in. 12 plus 9, number of quarters is equal to 21. And there's our second practice problem. Okay, if for some reason these aren't working out for you and you don't know why, or you have some other questions, please feel free to contact me. Have a great day.